Okay, here is one example of the blanket stitch in a finished product. I did this in a Bernat velvet yarn, and I'll put the colors that I used in the description box below. But as you can see, it just is a beautiful stitch. Look at this. It's just, and this yarn is just so squishy. I love Bernat velvet yarn. Now, because the blanket has a lot going on as far as the stitch, I wanted just a simple border, and all this is 3 rows of single crochet on this border, but you can put whatever border you want to on your blanket. Alright, let's get started. Okay, today's tutorial is the blanket stitch. It is a very easy 1-row repeat. This stitch can be worked with any yarn. You can go all the way up to a size 7 chunky. Today's tutorial I am working with a Caron 1 pound 4 worsted weight. This stitch is worked in multiples of 3. I'm going to chain up 15. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We're going to work from the 3rd chain from the hook. Remember, this loop on our hook never counts. You can go into the bottom of this V. Make sure that if you do, you've got 2 loops on your hook. Okay, I prefer to go into the back loops back here, because what will happen is the finished project, this edge, will be cleaner, and if I wanted to put a border on this blanket, those stitches are easily recognizable. Okay, so we're going to put 2 double crochets into the 3rd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. A double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook, pull up yarn. You've got 3 loops on your hook, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. We're going to put another double crochet into that same space. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. We're going to skip 2 and go into the 3rd. We're going to do a single crochet and 2 double crochet into that same space. So there's our first, here's our second. Okay, skip 2 chains into the 3rd, a single crochet and 2 doubles into that same space. Here's our second, our first, here's our second. And get some of my yarn up here. Alright, skip 2 into the 3rd, single crochet and 2 doubles into that space. And that's really what our pattern is. Our pattern is working a single crochet and 2 double crochets together. Okay. At the end, you will be left with 3 chains. Always when you are ending a row, you will always end your row with 1 single crochet into that final stitch. Always. So in this one, we're only going to put 1 single crochet. Let's chain 1, turn our work. In this first space, we are going to put a single crochet and 2 double crochet. And this is where I would advise you to do stitch markers. Okay? Single crochet. These stitch markers are going to save you a lot of time and a lot of aggravation until you are experienced enough that you can recognize your stitches. These are really nice. They slip in and out. In that first single crochet that you just made, slip it into the top of that. So that's a single crochet. We're going to put 2 doubles in here. In the 3rd stitch, that's our single crochet from the row below. You see, remember, this is our double, double, this is our single. This pattern is worked into the single crochets from the row below. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can go in from the top, 1, 2, 3, always work in the 3rd stitch. In the side, pull it apart just a little bit. You see that? You don't even have to tug on it very hard. It's almost like playing peekaboo. That single crochet opens right up and you go into that space. Single crochet and 2 double into that space. Okay, see how it opens up? That's the stitch you want to work into. And you can always double check yourself. 1, 2, 3. See that? Single crochet and 2 doubles into that same space. One, 2, 3. Single crochet and 2 doubles. And this is why the stitch markers are important, because you see, you can see the 2 double crochets here, but this is our chain space from below when we skipped 2 chains and started our project into that 3rd chain from the hook. Working into a chain is always a little bit more difficult than working into an actual stitch. But if you turn your work, you'll see 1, 2, and 3. You got to go into this right here. And it's always a little bit more difficult to go into an actual chain instead of a stitch, but you can do it. There we go. Now we're in there. Single crochet. Always end your row with a single crochet. There's our 2nd row done. Chain 1, turn our work, and we're right back. You're going to start off in that 1st stitch, single crochet and 2 doubles. Now I'm going to show you how to put this stitch marker back in here, okay? Single crochet and stop. Put your stitch marker into the top right here. Two double crochets in here. See how that opens up? You can always double check yourself. Single crochet and 2 doubles. And we're going to work all the way down to the end of this so I can really show you the stitch markers and how well they work. They really do help, especially when you're beginning and you're learning. And even now, today, I use them in some projects that are a little bit more complicated. I will use them. Okay, we're at the end. So, 1, 2, and that's clearly marked. 1, 2, 3. Clearly marked with our stitch marker. And I like these because you can slip them in and out. They're very easy. You don't really have to take your hands off your work, readjust anything. You can just slip that right out. 1, 2, 3. single crochet in the end. And that is your blanket stitch. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all my new videos.